UFC 120, big deal. Not particularly enjoyable. Um, the crowd was going ballistic quite early on at what was a completely boring event. James Wilkes, basically Ultimate Fighter winner, showed that doesn't count for nothing. His opponent had top control the entire match, and the crowd were not happy at all. I certainly gave her the loss in all 3 rounds, and he lost all 3 rounds according to the judges as well. Terrible, and I think there's very little chance of him getting a new contract. I think once his contract's up from winning the Ultimate Fighter, he will be gone. The Czech Congo match now, again, that was dull, and to be honest, I would have disqualified Congo for his behaviour. He kept holding the trunks, got told a million times by the referee not to do it, got a point officially removed from him, and then just kept on doing it. The crowd was going absolutely mental by this point. They really weren't happy with what they were getting for their ticket money. Um, but the referees are a disgrace. They called the match a draw. Now, Congo was being dominated, okay? He was being absolutely dominated. And this was a draw after Congo had a point removed by the referee. 20-20. So basically, if Congo hadn't had the point removed, he would have won. Give me a break. Again, this wasn't a one-sided match, but it wasn't the kind of even match I like. It was dire. It was terrible. And shame on Chuck Congo and the judges. It was absolutely terrible. Hathaway versus Pyle, one-sided match, but at least this was entertaining. I mean, one-sided or not, at least it was an entertaining one-sided bout. Pyle just totally destroyed Hathaway in the second round. For about an entire minute, he had him in a leg lock at the head, and he was just wailing away on the boy. He didn't have a clue, didn't know how to deal with it, and it kept on going in the third round. Dominant, but an entertaining dominant. Hardy was really needing a win next. He was up against Carlos Conduit, and he really needed a win after what happened when he got the title match against GSP a few months back, and he didn't get it. Didn't go very long. What was happening, I was going to give the round to Conduit, but it didn't come down to it because in the final seconds they both threw a side jab at each other, and Conduit's landed first, and that was all she wrote. Not sure I would have stopped the match as quickly as the referee did. I think he should have seen whether or not Hardy could defend himself after Conduit went down for the ground and pound, but the referee stopped the match, and that was all she wrote. I do genuinely think Conduit won it, but I would have given Hardy a bit longer to see if he could recover, but certainly the punch he did win it on was evil. Finally, main event time, Akiyama versus Bisbing. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Akiyama. I don't think he's particularly good. I don't know what he's doing in the UFC. He's just about a decent fighter. But he was facing Michael Bisbing, and what can I say? Bisbing's an excellent fighter, but I don't like the guy. I think whoever called him the Count was a dyslexic, because if you take the O out of Count, you've got my opinion of Michael Bisbing as a person. Like I said, though, can't argue with the guy as a fighter. He's solid, he's entertaining, he's great in the octagon. Having said that, though, Akiyama gave him a real fright early in the first round. Tested the chin, and Bisbing was in real trouble. Um, Second round, I would say, again, Bisbing was the more aggressive. Bisbing would have won both the first and the second round based on his aggression. He was really quite good. He was getting it really well together until the end when again Akiyama came out of nowhere and started to take over again. And I wouldn't go as far as saying that Bisbing was saved by the bell. Akiyama certainly had him in trouble. Third round was ruined. Accidental kick to Akiyama's groin by Bisbing, and to be perfectly honest, the nastiest groin kick I've ever seen. How the hell Akiyama was able to carry on after this, I do not know. This looked like ouch. Kudos to Akiyama for carrying on, but he never really got back into it again, and Bisbing just kept a hold of things from that point on. It looked as if we were going to have a late end to the match rather than it going to the judges, but go to the judges it did. Not surprisingly, they gave Bisbing the win. He deserved it, hands down. I just hope we get more entertainment out of next week's event, UFC 121. Of course, we've got Lesnar defending the title against Cain Velasquez. I really have queries about some of Lesnar's fights. I'm not saying that they're protecting him, and yes, Lesnar won his last title defense, but really there were moments in the last fight where I would have been tempted to stop the match against Lesnar. I would have probably stopped the match, and he would have been handed his defeat. I don't know if Cain Velasquez is the man to do it, but certainly that match alone, along with Tito Ortiz coming back, should make it a pretty decent event. It's going to be a pretty interesting Sunday next week because Saturday night into Sunday morning we've got UFC 121, which we'll be getting watched on Sunday, and then we've got the Old Firm game, woohoo, and then we've got bragging rights, so 3 events in one day. Going to be a fairly long video for me next Sunday at that rate. Might put something up about the Old Firm game on Thursday when I get back. I'm actually going away, so I don't know if I'll be able to give you any. I don't know if I'll remember enough by the Thursday to do a decent video and do the game justice. Just to say, looking at Rangers' form in the Champions League so far, I have to say I think we're going to beat Bursaspor when we go over to their home turf. I can even see us eking out, now I really mean eking out a win against Manchester United at Ibrox, but I'll be happy to admit I'm wrong if this is what happens, but I think Valencia are going to absolutely dominate us. I do not see us being able to do it against Valencia. So probably won't want to put a video up about the next Champions League game anyway, because it'll be a bad result for Rangers. Fingers crossed I'm wrong, but I don't think it will be. Anyway, as for UFC 120, considering how much they were wanting for the ticket prices, I'm glad I didn't even think about going. Because apart from the third match and the last match, there really wasn't a lot to write home about, and even then, the only fair fight as such was the main event. Pretty disappointing. And by the way, I've had a couple of people say to me, look, don't badmouth martial artists. How can you? Who do you think you are? Well, I did martial arts for 5 years, okay? I wasn't brilliant. I wasn't useless either, and therefore I can speak with some level of knowledge on this front, and I have to say I've seen a lot better, and well, catch you later.